Born in Los Angeles, May 30th, 1923.
Born in 1920, on July the 9th in San Diego.
We just didn't want to be drafted, like I mentioned. We took ROTC in high school, so we didn't want the Army. We didn't want to be on the front lines day after day. So we wanted to go in the Army Air Corps because we figured your basis would be back. And we just thought that was a better route to go.
I was drafted.
First I signed up for the University of Florida 3 months course. I signed up for bombardiering school. And so I went to University of Florida first for 3 months. And then they sent me to the bombardiering school for 18 weeks. Was in the 19th Bomb Group, 93rd Bomb Squadron, Crew 74.
I got into the medics real quick, like. I was with the 30th Division, 119th Infantry. We had all kind of names, but it was namely the old Hickory Division. It was the Southern Division. But then when we got into combat, we were known as Roosevelt's SS troops. That's what Germans called us. My division was a rough division. And we were just as bad as those SS troops over there. Physical education and push-ups and running and marching and drill, constantly drilling, it seemed like. For instance, you want to take a hill and how they deploy you for taking a hill, or reading the maps. Combat with other divisions, just mock war, let's put it that way.
It was one of the first crews to be assigned to B-29. B-17s were a good aircraft, but the bombardier had to lay down flat. It didn't carry as large a bomb load. And like I say, the bombardier had to lay flat instead of just sitting up like this at the position. And I really thought a lot of the B-29 and was happy that we were one of the first crews to get the B-29. You had day missions at 15,000 feet, and the night missions were down as low as 5,000 feet. On that first mission where we burned out, we went in at, like I say, up Tokyo Bay, the worst way we could go in, at 5,000 feet, and we were one of the last squadrons over. And there was a lot of fires down there, and I would synchronize where one of the fires was, move the crosshairs over where it was darker, and let the bombs out. That's how we got initiated into World War II over Tokyo. I had 22 missions. I had appendicitis on the 5th mission, so the crew got 5 missions ahead of me. And so you came home by the number of missions you had. So they got to fly home, and I had those 27, so I just had to wait. And I eventually came home in December of '45 in the USS Montrose, a freighter.
The worst one was when I got hit in the service. I got a machine gun bullet in this arm, my left arm, and I was going over to help some guy who was in a foxhole. He got hit, and I was on my way over to take care of him, and I got in his foxhole, but we both couldn't get in there real good, and I had one arm that was shot, and my foot was sticking out of that fox, or out of the, actually, I think it was where a bomb went off. It was just a hole in the ground, more or less. It wasn't a foxhole. And he was laying there, and the two of us didn't have enough room. My foot wouldn't come in, and this damn machine gun was trying to hit my toes. And it was, finally somebody shot the guy with the machine gun, and that was it. And then I'd call for medics for the two of us, and they hauled us out. But that was my worst experience. You never got close to anybody in the service, because the next day they might be dead. Guys that I took care of, I knew were going to die, but I mean, they had their stomachs wide open. You're trying to keep them from bleeding to death. I knew they weren't going to make it, but I mean, they were soldiers, fellow soldiers.
We lost a third of our squadron, and we didn't like to get civilians. That was one of the main reasons. But we did have planes go ahead of time and drop circulars and say, we're going to bomb 5 of these 8 cities on the next mission, and say when it was. So we did give them warning. I don't know what they did with them, but we felt we gave them a chance to get out. Now, whether they ever took advantage of it, we didn't know. I pray they did.
Do you have any regrets?
I don't, because the Lord's been good, and He's been good to me, financially, and job, and wife, and children. So I can't think of anything that really has bothered me.
That's a good question. No.